In the previous video, we had learned about nomenclature of alicyclic compounds. In this one, we are going to be talking about aromatic compounds and their nomenclature. Specifically, we are going to be talking, or rather focusing on the benzene ring. So benzene consists of two parts. First, it has the nucleus. So the nucleus consists of 6 carbon atoms. So this is just a cyclohexane with an alternate sets of double bonds. So this can be written as this, or it can also be written as this. So basically all these double bonds are said to be in resonance, which means they keep exchanging their positions. The electrons will basically form a cloud in between, and that is denoted as a circle. So any of these three can be used to represent a benzene ring. So generally the benzene ring will have a side chain, and this side chain can be an alkyl group or any other aliphatic group which has one carbon atom attached to the nucleus. So when there is only one side chain or one substituent present, it's called as monosubstituted benzene. So here the benzene is only substituted by one group. So examples of such compounds include, this is a benzene ring with a CH3 group. So there's only one CH3 group attached, and it is called as methyl benzene or toluene. Similarly, when you have a OCH3 group, that is a methoxy group instead of a methyl group, this is called as methoxy benzene, or it is also called as anisole. Next, you have NH2, which is basically an amine group. So it is amino benzene, or it's called as aniline. Next, you have a benzene ring which has an OH group substituted. Okay, I better draw a proper ring. So this is called as hydroxybenzene, or it can also be called as phenol. It's called a phenol. Next, we have another one where a NO2 group is substituted in the benzene ring, and this is called as nitrobenzene. So in all of these compounds, on one of the position of one of the hydrogens in the benzene ring has been replaced by another group rather. Okay, so these are called as monosubstituted benzene rings. Next, when you have two or more hydrogens getting replaced by various groups, so when two hydrogens are replaced, it is called as a disubstituted benzene. So instead of two groups, you will have three groups that have replaced the hydrogen. Instead of one group, you have two groups that have replaced the hydrogen. So when you have two groups, that's called as disubstituted benzene ring. Now these are numbered in such a way that they're either they are in the clockwise direction. So here they also have been given names. So let's assume there are 3 benzene rings. Okay, all of them are disubstituted. One has been substituted over here, this has been substituted here, and this is in this position. So let's assume this is the first position, this will be the second. So 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2, third and fourth. So here you have first and second carbon has been substituted. Here you have the first and the third that have been substituted. And here you have 1 and 4 are substituted. So when 1 and 2 is substituted, this is called as ortho position. So basically the second substituent is the ortho position from the first one. Similarly, this is called as meta and this is a para. So ortho position is the adjacent carbon atom, whereas meta is when both the substituents are on alternate carbon atoms, and para is when they are diagonally situated. Now, for example, this alone need not be ortho. This can also be ortho position, or you have this and this carbon atom is also ortho, or even these two positions can be ortho. Similarly, meta positions, it can be here and here, okay, or can be here and here, and this can be here as well as here. So these are meta, these are ortho. So the two substituents are adjacent to each other, whereas there is one, in case of meta, they are in alternate carbon atoms. Now in case of para, can be here and here, as well as here and here. These are also para positions. So it is with respect to the position of, the substituents position with respect to each other, and this is for disubstituted benzene, ortho, meta and para. So benzene is a 6-membered carbon ring which has alternate double bonds present. These are the various ways of representing it. It can have a side chain, and this is the nucleus. The ring is the nucleus and it has a side chain. When it's monosubstituted, it's basically replaced, one of the hydrogen is replaced by another group. Disubstituted, it is done so, 2 hydrogens are replaced by 2 groups, and if the 2 groups are in adjacent carbon atoms, they are at ortho positions. Meta is when there is one, if they are on alternate carbon atoms, and para is when they are opposite to each other. So these are the various ways you can have ortho, meta and para positions. In the next video, we will be discussing about benzene rings which have a functional group and the ones which have other groups attached to it.